Hi, good afternoon. Today we're going to take a look at how we create test sessions in Kentucky Pearson Access Next. That's the Pearson Access Next platform that we use for running our state assessments. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go to pearsonaccessnext.com. You can see the URL at the top, kentucky.pearsonaccessnext.com. If I delete that, you'll see what happens. Type it in and it jumps you to Kentucky Pearson Access Next. Next thing we have to do is sign in, obviously. I'm going to click on sign in. And my username will pop up. It's your email address. So your username is your Fayette County Schools email address. And you have to enter your password as well. And oops, and I typed it in wrong. So we're going to do that again. So it's see if I get it right the second time. There we go. So I've logged in appropriately this time. So now it takes me to the PAN site, as we call it, PAN for Pearson Access Next. On the left-hand side of my screen, I see some really important options from dashboard down to support. Moving further down the left-hand side of the screen, I see some contact details for KDE and for Pearson. It's really important as well. And down here, we have some links to some really important websites. The user guide for TestNav, which is the environment kids use to take their test, and some practice test, the answer keys and rubrics for practice tests, and a Kentucky portal for the state assessment. If I scroll back up, across the top, this is really, really important. Make sure you're in the correct test. This is Spring 2022 Summative. If I click on that, you likely have access to other years as well, but make sure you're in Spring 2022 Summative. And make sure you're in the correct school. And for the sake of this, I'm going to pretend I'm at Arlington Elementary. And then you have a little icon for a person. And if you click on that icon, you'll see your name. This is where you get account details. And this is how you would sign out. So I'm going to create test sessions. And test sessions are found under the testing set of options. So I'm going to click on testing and sessions. Now this opens up to what I call the blue PAN interface. This is the standard PAN interface. Those of you in the high schools who've worked with ACT, you'll be really familiar with this because it looks exactly like the ACT PAN interface. You have a bunch of options at the top: home, dashboard, setup, testing, reports, and support. We're under the testing set of options, and specifically under testing, we're on sessions. And then specifically under sessions, we need to create or edit a session. In this case, we're going to create a session. So I would select create session here, or I could select create session here. But I actually like to do it this way. I'm going to select all tasks. You'll see why in just a second. When I select all tasks, it brings me up to a screen where I can interact with all of the options under the testing set of options. But the one I'm most interested in is create edit sessions right now. And you can see the other options. As we get started creating sessions, it's really, really important that we know the proper protocol for beginning our for naming our sessions. And to do that, I've got to click on this screen that shows me the protocol. So the protocol is school - the test content, whether it's math or science or reading, and then the grade. You can see an example, Brenda Cowan, math, 3rd grade. Survey sessions also have to follow the proper protocol. And you can see the school, the survey, and the grade. And then an example would be Brenda Cowan - and QCSC is the name of the survey. And again, it's grade 3. So that's the naming protocol that we have to follow. Now I'm going to jump back into PAN and begin to create my session. So I'm going to say that we are at Arlington Elementary School. Arlington Elementary School. hyphen, and I'm going to say this is a 4th grade math test. So the protocol again is I have to be I'm just double checking it to make sure I do it right. It's the content and then the grade. So math and then hyphen, and I'll say grade 4, GR4. So that's the protocol for naming the session. And the test, I've got to select my test. The nice thing is you just scroll down till you find it. 4th grade math. There we go. And then the form group type, we always select main. Now on the right-hand side, under organization, this organization should match your organization, which is also listed up here. So it's Arlington and Arlington. The schedule start date. The best thing to do is click on the calendar. And we're going to start on May 4th. It's the first day of our window. And then I'm going to pick a start time. It says 1 a.m., but that's not realistic. I tend to push it to something that is realistic, like 8 a.m. And then I need this session room number. I'm going to say this is in room 1. And in the pre-caching computer, we always select Fayette DCV RAD 01. Fayette DCV RAD 01. Select that. And then if I look, that's all of my options. Later, we're going to populate it with students, but we're not going to do that right now. Right now, we're just creating the sessions. So if I were doing this for real, the next and final step here is hit create. Now, I'm not going to actually hit create because I don't want to create this session for our friends at Arlington. In fact, I'm going to reset it to get rid of my work there. But that's how we do it. I'm going to hit reset. So now it's gone. Arlington doesn't have to worry about me creating that session. So once again, if we go to the home screen, we go to testing, sessions, and then once we're in there, we have a couple of places we can go. I'll do it this way this time and create edit sessions and start. And I'm in the place where I can create a new session. I've got to give it a name following the proper protocol. I've got to make sure my organization matches. The organization here should match the one here. The test for the assigned test, I scroll down and find the test that we need. 5th grade reading, 4th grade math, whatever we're working on. You select from the calendar the start date. The form group type is available once you select the test. Select the reasonable time, and then select that pre-caching computer, which is always the same, Fayette DCV-RAD 01. So that's how we create our sessions. Thanks.